Chloe. Chloe's the boss. Perry is the editor-in-chief at the paper, but it is Chloe is the city editor. Chloe is her cousin Lois's boss. Lois could have never had that job, honestly. She's the greatest investigative journalist in the world, yes. Or one of, anyway. But Lois is also a lousy editor. She's not great at getting people to work together. She's not great at interpersonal relationships. She would make a lousy boss. And luckily she doesn't want to be the boss, though she's very hard to manage as for a supervisor to manage. Lois is a maverick. She does her own thing. She does it her own way. Chloe's a great journalist. Chloe could give Lois a run for her money. But Chloe wants to run the paper. She wants the editor-in-chief position one day. She likes being in charge. She likes being the boss. She likes running things. She's good at it. She's great at coordinating with people. She's got excellent interpersonal skills. Chloe figured out Clark's secret. She is, at the start of the series, the only person in the world to figure out Clark's secret. Pete knows, but Pete was told. Chloe figured it out back in high school. She put it all together herself, no help from anybody. Lana still doesn't know, Clark's girlfriend from high school. So, Chloe is, again, the opposite of Clark. She's very smart. She's one of the few people Clark has ever been able to hold a conversation with that didn't bore him. Lois is another one, but they have that whole tension, that anger back and forth. Chloe is an amazingly smart woman. Absolutely brilliantly smart. Bruce from across the bay, from the city across the bay, the billionaire from across the bay. Bruce the billionaire is another person Clark clicks with immediately. But Chloe's on that level too. Chloe is a love interest for Clark. She is the opposite of Clark in all opinions. Clark is conservative, Chloe is liberal. And I want those views put forward equally, with a balance to it. I don't want one to overpower the other. I want it balanced. So, she does not want children. Clark wants tons of children. She wants her own job and to live in a city. Clark would rather live in the country and raise a family. He's going to be giving that up anyway, to some degree. They're opposites, but they're friends. They're great friends. Lois will eventually, if my plans go through, become... So the superhero brigade here, they need civilian support. People who can do the jobs that they could do, but you do not have a baseball player work as a receptionist at, Yankee Stadium. You have him play baseball. He might be a great receptionist, but that doesn't matter. His skills as a baseball player are what keep the franchise running. You can always hire a receptionist. Well, that's similar to the argument here. Superheroes do what superheroes do. They need people to help support them. And those people have to be exceptional. And Chloe, in many ways, I want her to be the person who runs the Watchtower, the hero base. She sends out assignments. She would be guest starring in the other shows if there are other shows on at the time. Often she would be doing even just voice work or quick cameo appearances, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there in an episode. Later on, after season 2, especially after season 2, because that's going to free her up out of the series. She'd end up quitting the paper to run the superhero organization. She is also, she would be running, she's a partner to Clark, but not a romantic partner. They tried that, it didn't work. Or they will try that in season 2, and it's not going to work. But as the Flying Guy, he puts out a license that he starts a charity. And anybody who uses his likeness has to donate so much of the funds that they receive to his charity. And his charity is for relief organizations and this, that, and the other thing, and also pays for, like, he doesn't take a salary, but Chloe would. It would also help the victims of the villains that Clark stops. And anybody can sign up to use his logo and then donate to his charity. That's the fee, is donating to the charity. And yeah, very, very efficient economic way to. People are going to be making merchandise anyway. Look at Calvin and Hobbes. So she runs that. She runs the charity. She runs the superhero organization. She becomes an integral part of the story, but no longer part of the paper by season 3 or 4. She's not part of the paper. She's the only person from the start of the series who knows Clark's identity. Almost no one else ever figures it out. Part because he's got the infrared vision going all the time that blurs out cameras. If I had one going here, I'd wave it in front of the lens, and you'd see, hey, look, an infrared light. It acts like a regular light to a camera lens. So that stops people from seeing his identity when he's the Flying Guy. What else with Chloe? I covered her a lot in other things. I have songs for her. I'm probably going to sing some of those in snapshots tonight or tomorrow. She's pretty awesome. I like Chloe. I like Chloe a lot. She's a fun character. She is one of the only people who can talk to the Flying Guy. When he is the Flying Guy, she inspires Clark to put on the costume, to become a symbol, to act publicly instead of privately. She's a big locus for... Is locus the right word? Probably not. I think it's the wrong word. Without her, in this reality, the Flying Guy wouldn't be. Is that fair? She inspires Clark. She's a very good person. She wants good things in this world. She just goes about them differently than he does. And some of that rubs off both ways. I think that's fair. And so Jimmy is Clark's pal. He's his buddy. They can sit and have a beer and talk about it. And nothing, and it's great. Chloe is his friend who talks about work. Only work stops being the paper and starts being the Flying Guy. And she's a part of that world. She's going to continue to be a part of that world throughout the entire series. So, if other series are on at the time, she may have a relationship with other people, other guys in the Pajama Brigade there, Spandex Squad. Alright, that's Chloe.